Good afternoon. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the live stream. Something a little bit different today. We've got Flight Sim World here. Before I get started, just want to do a quick audio check to make sure you guys can hear me okay. Thank you. Awesome. Good, good. So, Flight Sim World. I think some of you have been waiting for this for a while now. So, Flight Sim World is a new flight sim released by Dovetail Games. It's based on the original Microsoft engine, I guess. So it's been tweaked, and I believe it's so it's running on 64-bit. Well, it takes advantage of 64-bit, should I say? So I haven't really tried it properly, so this is going to be my first time with you guys. So first of all, I guess probably a good place to start is checking out the settings page and see what's different. I've seen some screenshots of this already, so I sort of know it's very similar to the original Microsoft settings and P3D. It's running the same engine really behind the scenes. So all this stuff is pretty straightforward. I noticed they've taken out quite a bit of stuff from the settings. So a few things that you know which you had or you can get on P3D you don't get in Flight Sim World. But I think that's probably not a bad thing because you know, people end up fiddling around too much and you know, maybe it's not needed. The only new thing that I've noticed here is this enable windscreen raindrops feature, which I'm sure some of you saw the famous video. So what else have we got? Audio. Obviously you've got the music and whatever, which I've turned down now. Controls, realism. So as I say, a lot of it you already know. So the profile thing, I guess we'll take advantage of the credits or points system which they're referring to. As you can see, it logs your hours here. And if you check out the profile, it shows you your qualifications. For those of you who don't know, it does actually allow you to do sort of training and missions and all that kind of thing. So let me just can I just check, guys, can you see my screen okay? Okay, apparently you can't see the settings. Okay, so I think it seems to be a glitch with YouTube. You should be able to see that now, right, guys? So YouTube has been acting up recently. So it can be laggy sometimes. Hopefully it's okay now. Hi Judman, glad you can make it. Good, good. You can see it now? Awesome, good. So I'll carry on. So as I was saying, so there's this qualification section within Dovetail Games, so you can it basically tallies up all the hours that you've done with training and missions and all that kind of thing. Again, as I say, I'm new to this as well as most of you, I'm sure. So it only launched a couple of hours ago. So you know, I'm not going to claim that I'm an expert at this because I have no idea what some of this stuff is. But it's pretty user-friendly from what I can see. You've got the mission map there. and the different types of missions. So this is like a filter. Training, free flight, which I'm sure a lot of you what you're interested to see shortly. And I think that's pretty much it. So if we go into missions, you'll be able to see them there. I did a quick free flight, and I'll tell you what threw me off a little bit is when I tried to click on any of these here, it didn't allow me until I realized this big blue, which now seems obvious, but it wasn't initially. So this is how you start the missions. Same goes for the training as well. So you select your training and then you select start there. Okay. So let's give it a try, I guess. Let's go into free flight. So guys, I'm going to leave it up to you guys to vote where you want me to fly from. So the first person that types something, we're going to go for it. Let's make it a little bit interesting, shall we? Hoping the stream's caught up with you guys now. Yeah, hi, so I guess it's similar to Flight School in terms of the user interface and the idea behind it. But of course, they're giving us now the freedom to be able to select, you know, where we want to fly from. So the first one is EHAM, so shuffle. Let's go for that. So the first thing we need to do is pick the aircraft. So I'm going to go ahead and pick one. So let's go for the Diamond Star. Okay, weather conditions. Now, as I say, I've only played around with this very, very quickly. But something that I noticed, and I don't know whether it's just me being stupid or what, but I can't seem to change the time of day. Or I can only select the weather theme, which also incorporates the time. So that's interesting. Again, it could be something that I'm doing wrong, but we shall see. Okay, so we're going to go for that. So what you'll see here is obviously the departure airport, and then what you can do, you can actually zoom out of this and pick your destination airport. So that's pretty cool, I think. That's a welcome update, I would say. So for now, I'm just going to select that. And let's go for a flight. So this is what we've all been waiting for, I guess. So let's go for it. So hi to anyone who's just joined. Quite a few of you here today watching this. I'm sure you've all been waiting in anticipation. So Dovetail Games kindly gave me a free access to this, so I can stream it live for you guys. And I'll also be doing a free giveaway of Flight Sim World. So I've got another key which I'm going to use. So you guys, one of you lucky winners, are going to get your hands on this without having to pay for it. And I'll explain to you the giveaway shortly. Okay, so what we have here, we're pretty much set up. So again, we just got to click the start button. And there we have it. Okay, so I'm going to go into full screen mode because hopefully it should be a little bit better. I just wanted to make sure that you guys are going to see this in full screen mode, so let me just, before I do anything else, just want to make sure it's all working on screen. Guys, can you see this okay? Seems to be okay. Cool. So, can I show FPS? Indeed I can. So I assume a lot of the controls, the commands are the same as same as FSX and P3D, so Shift Z a couple of times, there we go. Right, so 25 FPS. Interesting. So that's a little bit on the low side, I would say. So let's see the different views that we have here. So certainly different to P3D and FSX. The modelling of the aircraft is pretty good. There seems to be some sort of reflection on nose cone there, prop cone or whatever you want to call it. But frame rates not great considering my spec. So guys, for those of you who are new to my stream, my channel, my current setup is I'm running basically i7 at 4.8 gigahertz, 16 gig of RAM, and a GTX 1080. Believe it or not. So yeah, I expected better frame rates than this, to be honest with you. But anyway, let's go flying and check it out. So you can see the detail in the cockpit is pretty good, to be fair, and everything seems to be operational here. Yeah, it's pretty good. High level of detail, I would say, in the cockpit, for sure. So let's anyway, let's go flying and see what it's like. I'm curious to know whether the flight modeling has changed. Okay, let's go for it. Hopefully you can still hear this, guys. Seems to be some sort of wind here. It's shifted me to the side a little bit. Welcome to those of you who've just joined the stream. So we've only just started, really. So we're just taking off from Schiphol in Amsterdam. So there we go. Lots of 3D buildings. Pretty good representation of Schiphol, I would say. Sure. So I'm very used to X-Plane, so I'm having to remember some of the controls in this, but I'm sure it won't take very long for me to get used to it. I've set up my joystick so I don't have to fiddle around with it during the stream. So I've set the trim and all that kind of thing. So guys, this is really a very open stream, so you know, obviously I want you guys to discuss and tell me what you think, what you're seeing, and that kind of thing. So it seems to be frozen again. Okay, I'm wondering whether it's to do with the fact that when it goes into full screen mode. So let me just check. You should be able to see it now, guys. It should catch up in about 30 seconds, hopefully. So for some reason, it doesn't let me fly it in full screen mode, which is a bit bizarre. But there we go. You should be able to see that now. So there we go. This is over Amsterdam, or Schiphol, Eham. And there's the city there in the distance. Normally when I stream in X-Plane 11, I lose around 10 to 15 FPS. So I'm not sure whether this is the reason why I'm only getting around, what is it, 30 frames? A bit less going towards the city now. So guys, what do you think? Lots of lots of people in the stream today, so welcome to those of you who are new. I stream most of the time. I stream X-Plane stuff, but no doubt I'll be streaming this more often now as it develops. Remember guys, this is early access, so this is not the final version of Flight Sim World. So they promised really cool things for the upcoming future, which will be good. The thing is, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, when someone new takes this on, you know, we have to give them a bit of a chance. You know, I'll be the first person to say that the previous version they released, I think it was Flight School, that was a bit of a flop, I would say, for sure. But they seem to be dedicating quite a lot of resources to this, and you can see actually one of the things that they've done. So Orb X mesh is installed as a standard, so it's default with this application. So it's not sort of the default FSX or P3D textures or mesh that we're used to. Certainly does look better. The only thing I have a problem with right now is the performance. As you can see, I'm getting around, it's even dropping to 15 FPS, which is pretty bad considering my spec. So it's so my spec is, for those of you who recently joined, I'm running at 4.8 gigahertz, GTX 1080 with 16 gig of RAM. So if I'm honest, I expected it to be better than this, but we can check out the settings now, can't we? See if there's something that I can play around with. So to be fair, I have everything on ultra, so let's turn it down a notch and see what we get. Okay, let it load. That's right. I think, you know, it's only fair we give them a chance to see what they can do with this. You know, I really don't know. I mean, Dovetail Games are, you know, they're a well-established company, and they, you know, this is not the only thing that they have in terms of products. They have other sim-based products. So, but the thing is, I mean, at the end of the day, all we can do is try it and offer feedback. You know, that's all they're going to be after at the end of the day. Sorry guys, I can't read all the comments. There's too many comments for me to answer each of you, and I'm trying to fly at the same time. I'm just gonna check one of my settings actually to see if I can change the way this is displayed. I'm wondering whether, I'm just going to very quickly jump into full screen mode. It may pause for you, but I just want to see if there's a difference in the frames. Not really. No, same. So yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you can see the scenery does look a little bit better than the FSX, the standard FSX, doesn't it? It's a 3D model of the airport. Certain views, like this one here, where it's sort of zoomed in on the background. Not too happy with the way that looks. Really, just makes things look blurry. By the way, guys, I just for the record, I do not work for them or anything like that. I'm just a YouTuber who streams and does videos of flight sim products. So I'm not, I'm trying to not be biased here. Obviously we need to give it a chance, but anything that I say is my opinion. Okay, no one's told me to say anything. So if I say it's bad or good, that's just me telling you how I feel. And as I say, I'm sure that's what they want anyway. Because how do you improve something if you don't know whether it needs improving or not? I do think it's better than flight school, for sure. So someone wants me to do a stall, so let's see the flight modelling. I mean, the aircraft, the level of detail in the aircraft is really good. I will say that. So sounds also pretty good. Flight dynamics seem pretty realistic. But right now I'm not too happy with the way it's performing. So I'm going to change location now. And if you don't mind, I'm going to pick my own location because I want to see. Okay, we're going to change the aircraft. Let's try something different. Here we go, Seneca. And we're going to do... Let's do rain. I'm sure some of you want to see this lovely raindrop feature. Okay, so we're going to take off from my local airport, which is Echo Golf Bravo Juliet. So let's see what we get with this. Welcome to those of you who are new to my channel. I wouldn't mind if you subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos of flight sim stuff. Normally I stream X-Plane, but I'm open-minded, so I'll be streaming this and anything new that comes. I will also be streaming Aerofly soon, so for those of you who want to see Aerofly, you'll be able to see it soon. Okay, so let's bring up the frame rates. Let's face it, most of us, that's what we care about, right? The performance of the sim. As you can see, the detail on the aircraft is pretty damn good. I will say that. It's really good. Incredible level of detail here. I've set my joystick so I can actually move around freely as well. I'm using the X52 Pro, by the way, by Satec. Those of you who are interested. So yeah, there's so obviously the sounds do change based on the environment by the looks of it. Not sure how to close this again now. Oh, there we go. I have to admit the raindrop, this rain feature is really good. That's really cool, I like that. Okay, so let's go flying. Let's see how this aircraft performs. Just gonna check full screen mode again. I'm not sure why it's not working for you guys. So in full screen mode, it's around the same frames. I would say it's probably a little bit smoother. Yeah, it definitely seems a little bit smoother in full screen mode. But anyway, let's take off and check this out. So this is my first time, obviously, trying this. So I haven't tried any of the systems or GPS or anything like that. So I haven't got all my settings to max, as you probably noticed a short while ago. And the thing is, my spec is pretty good. So I'm a little bit concerned with those who don't have, not quite lucky enough to have the sort of specs that I've got, how it's going to run for them. That looks pretty good to me, if I'm honest. That's definitely better than FSX and P3D, right there. That picture right there. What do you guys think? In X-Plane, for those of you who've been following me for a while, you notice that I never have the visibility set to unlimited. I think it's very unrealistic. So I always add a little bit of haze, and it helps out with the distant scenery, with the way it looks anyway. does not look too bad in my opinion. But 30 FPS is not really very good. Now, it could be because I'm streaming, and I will try it. That's a different sort of look, isn't it? I will try it later, and I'll notify you guys if you're interested to see whether I get better performance when I'm not streaming. So for those of you who are new, I would like to welcome you to our Facebook page, which I've just linked at the bottom. Go ahead and join the page, and you can discuss with myself and others about Flight Sim World, or anything else for that matter. Anything Flight Sim related, that page for. So there's no sort of strict rules about certain sims and that kind of thing. Yeah, I really like that raindrop effect. It's really cool. I'm liking that. And as I said, the level of detail on the aircraft is pretty impressive. So let's see if we can land this thing. I haven't done a landing in this sim yet. The flight model feels quite good, to be fair. It's a lot less sensitive than FSX P3D. It seems to be a little bit more accurate, I would say. I went flying in the Cirrus on Saturday, and same sort of thing really. It doesn't, you know, it's not too sensitive, unrealistically sensitive, but it is responsive, though. That's the main thing. So let's land on 27. Go. So we'll do a landing and see what the effect's like when we land. See if there's anything different, anything new. I really do like the look of the scenery. I think it looks more realistic, for sure. I guess Orbex being part of this is really welcoming, isn't it? It definitely makes a difference to the way the scenery looks. What's my FPS in P3D? When I last tried it, it's been a while since I tried it, so I removed P3D because I fell in love with X-Plane, truth be told, and P3D was not really up to scratch compared to X-Plane. Now, I'm fairly new to X-Plane in the ground scheme of things, really. About a year, or less even. So I started off with Flight Sim 95 and been dedicated to Microsoft ever since. So I had all of them pretty much, all the way to P3D. I can't remember which update. But when X-Plane 11, when they released the beta of that, I downloaded it, and it was around the same time when I got my GTX 1080. And I was blown away, and I found myself flying in X-Plane more and more. I wanted to free up some space on my hard disk, so I removed P3D. I was just not getting the same level of satisfaction I was in X-Plane, to be fair. I have to say, this definitely feels different to P3D. The only issue I have is the performance, and again, it could be because it's early access and whatever. They've definitely updated sounds. The flight modeling seems to be a little bit different. Scenery is okay. Close up. At distance, it seems to be quite blurry, as some of you noticed. I can't seem to stop this aircraft. Gone off the end of the runway there. I guess it's a little bit slippery, right? Is that a good excuse? Okay, so guys, taking requests for the next departure airport. Go for it. First person gets to choose. So guys, just a quick poll of what you've seen so far. It's not for anyone, it's just for me, just to see what you guys think of what you've seen so far. Go ahead and vote on that link there. So, okay, Kilo Mike's Charlie Oscar is the first one, I believe. Just make sure. Don't want to be unfair to anyone now. Okay, so we need to go here, end the flight, do free flight. So, aircraft, let's go for the Malibu, something a little bit different. Weather conditions, let's do cold night, shall we? Okay, Orlando International. Okay, for some reason that crashed the sim, so let's start it again. So it didn't like that. So how many of you voted so far? So 20 of you voted. Ooh, it's a real mix of feelings right there. Okay, so let's try this again. Okay, we want to go for night, and we want to go for... so it doesn't crashes again. Confirm, start. It just said, in order to gain credit, you must land at another airport. Interesting. I am not playing in Mac, using max settings actually, because it doesn't perform very well on max settings. Although we can try it again in just a second now. It's restarted the sim. Wow, that's very dark. Let's get some lights. So, again, it could be because it's early access, but the landing light is not having an effect on the ground. So, I think I'm going to change the time of day, because this is not going to allow us to see anything, really. Failed. That's interesting. So, although it's a free flight, it's set up as an objective. So, it says that I failed to land at KMCO. Interesting. Okay, let's try again. Now, let's do a sunny day, major thunderstorm. Sounds about right for Orlando this time of year, unless I'm mistaken. Thanks, Ruben. Hope to see you again soon, mate. Sorry guys, just catching up on some of the comments. So, whilst this is loading, let me tell you a little bit about the giveaway, how it's going to work. So, and Judman will remind you guys shortly. All you need to do to be part of this giveaway is you have to be a subscriber to my channel. You also have to be a member of my Facebook group. Okay? And finally, once this video goes live, so as soon as the stream is over, the video will be published, you need to go and write in the comments, just write anything you like, nothing spammy, just let's keep it related to this, so write something about what you like or you didn't like about this this new flight sim. How about that? Yeah, let's make that as the rule. So you need to comment about your opinion on what you saw in the stream, or if you're watching the video after the stream, just write what you think of it, whether you like it or not, and try not to just say, yep, it's rubbish or it's good without really any opinion. I'm really keen to know what you guys actually think of it, so write why you like it or why you don't, and the reason for it, okay? So that's what you need to do. I'm not asking for anything too complex. I think it's only fair, right guys? So once you request to join the Facebook group, we'll get you accepted. So if you don't get accepted immediately, you will shortly, okay? So let's so comment on the video itself. Facebook, you have to join my Facebook group and subscribe to my channel, of course. But yeah, so once this video is live after the stream, you just need to comment in the description below in the video, okay, below the video. So you just need to comment what you guys think of it, okay? Cool. So let's take off again. So that's interesting. The runway looks more white in these conditions, which, by the way, just so you know, I've done quite a lot of actual flying real aircraft in different weather conditions, and that's when it's sort of like daytime and you've got these sort of weather conditions, the runway, and it's wet, the runway is actually a little bit lighter like that. So this is not a bug or anything like that. Again, pretty good flight model. Carriage up. Okay, maybe that there is a little bit too light though. Yeah, that runway is a bit too bright there. Let's bring up the frame rates again. See, it's around 20. Now, I will say this, that's pretty poor. My system. Now, it seems to be okay looking this way. Notice it's around 40. But when I look back this way, it drops to 20. So that's interesting. Now I'm wondering whether it's anything to do with, because it's raining, the reflections on the apron perhaps is killing it, I don't know. But yeah, once I'm facing towards the scenery, it seems to be okay. Again, not ideal. For those of you who follow me and see my other streams, you'll see X-Plane, how detailed X-Plane is. I mean, you can see some of my videos on my channel, and I can run X-Plane even during a stream at around 50 FPS, and it's very smooth. I will say something though, guys, and whether because it's now 64-bit, there doesn't seem to be, not from what I noticed, any stutters. It seems to be quite smooth. So this is the thing that really annoyed me about P3D and FSX, is the micro stutters. They seem to have ironed that out, which is good. So here we go, we're running around 40 FPS. Very turbulent, flying in pretty bad conditions here. So let's check the poll. So how many of you voted so far? 31 of you have voted so far. It's interesting. Most of you, I think the majority of you are undecided so far from what I can see. If you're interested to vote, go ahead and vote using that link there. They've definitely improved the sounds. There's definitely more sounds, 3D sounds. Whoa, this is not ideal weather conditions. So something I haven't tried is checking out. Here we go. Okay, that's very, very poor quality, I have to admit. It was never this bad before, and I'm pretty sure it's nothing to do with the way it's set up on my screen. So we've got that and that. The texture quality of that is not good at all. I'm sure it was better than this previously. Again, don't know whether that's because it's early release or what, but yeah, it's certainly not as good as what I'm seeing here. It seems like they've spent quite a lot of time on the aircraft models. Again, whether that's just part of their plan for early access, I really don't know. But so let's try and land this in just a second. Again, as I mentioned earlier, if you guys are new, if you've just joined the stream, I don't work for Dovetail Games. I'm just an independent YouTuber, does flight sim videos. All my opinions or the things that I'm saying is based on my own opinion. Okay, so I will be honest. If something I don't like, I will tell you, and if something I really like, I'll also tell you. But the thing that's bothering me right now is the way it's performing, and it's really not acceptable for the kind of system that I'm running. So you can see it's dropping even to 15 FPS at times. It's a shame. I had high hopes for this from a performance point of view, especially with my setup. Okay, that explains it. So apparently Coronado were involved in the development of these aircrafts. Does not surprise me really, because the quality of it suggests that. But that definitely is not, I would say, work of Coronado. The purpose of the stream is not to sit here and tell you what's better, explain P3D or this. Although I'm a little bit biased towards Explain because I think it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But you know, I like to give them all a chance, because at the end of the day, I think, you know, no one really has to just pick one favourite sim and just fly that. You know, there's no, you know, I'm sure each sim has its pros and cons. I'm sure you agree with that, guys. And yeah, so far, I mean, mixed feelings about this. It started off well, but just seeing some of the stuff that I'm seeing right now, I'm a little bit disappointed, if I'm honest. Yeah, so Dan, there we go, Dan's saying he's getting good performance. What's your spec, Dan? Curious to know. So, poll update, 41 votes, 35% of you, let's start from the yes, so 31% of you said yes, you like it so far, 30% of you said no, and 35% of you, so the majority of you said undecided, which is fair, because, you know, this is still new. We can't fully judge it when it hasn't been fully released. You have to remember, guys, and you know, this is not me making excuses or anything, but you have to remember there's a lot of people who've put in a lot of time and effort to get this to where it is right now. although it's not the final product. So it's fine to have an opinion on it, but just remember there's real people working on this with feelings, so and I'm sure they'll be watching, maybe not this stream necessarily, but they'll be watching videos to see what people are saying about it. So just constructive feedback is what they want, really. And if you don't like something, again, just say why you don't like it. I don't think they're after people to say, yep, it's shit. Excuse the language. There's a big flare there. There you go. So, next destination, guys. Next person to pick a destination, we're going to try it, and we'll try a different aircraft and different weather conditions. This is just a trial run, really, guys, to see how it's performing in different conditions. So Dan, I've got a better system than you, and interestingly, you're running it at a much higher resolution. So that's interesting. Can you see, Ian, I think is asking the question, can you see the instruments up close? Indeed you can. So let's just stop this aircraft. It looks like there's an aircraft about to land. I'm not sure how far it is. It's fairly 8 nautical miles, fine. So yeah, I would say pretty good. A few things, so you can see the text here is a bit blurry, so I'm not sure what that's about. Can't read what's supposed to... there we go, when you zoom out a little bit, it's a little bit clearer. Bits of it is really good, and other bits are not so good. Generally, I would say the aircraft model is pretty good. Not sure if these are all... I'm sure they are. Yeah, here we go. So that's coming on by the looks of it. Okay, so KJFK is the first option. Interesting, so some of you are reporting really good performance. So I wonder what that's about. Guys, for those of you who have had good performance, were you flying in these sorts of conditions with rain and clouds? Keen to know what you guys, how you guys have set it up. In fact, what I'm going to do very quickly, let's think. Let's see what the settings. I'm sure I haven't done anything silly. Obviously, we're not in full screen mode there. Let's try that. Although that's probably not going to really make it very look very good. Let's try it. No, not much of a gain, I would say, but definitely looks worse. Look at that. Lots of jagged lines, so I think definitely no for that setting. So that's interesting. Some of you are running all this on high. High or ultra? I think they said high, didn't they? Okay, let's load up JFK and see what it looks like there. Okay, so we'll do another free flight. Aircraft selection, let's go for the RV. Okay, let's do cold front. So for those of you who are reporting high, good performance, Perhaps you could tell me if I'm doing something wrong. It's not because I'm streaming, because I tried it before streaming and it was fairly similar results. So quite a lot of you requested to join the Facebook group, I see. Wow, there's over 20 of you so far, so I guess you all want to be part of this giveaway. We could try that actually. See what it's doing here, JFK. So, wow, really bad FPS here. So, a couple of things let's try. So let's disable this rain effect and see what happens. Nope, not much of a gain there. So it's not that. Let's turn down the resolution, as someone just suggested. Nope. No improvements there. That's interesting. So we can turn that back up again. Who wants to fly in low resolution? The only thing that I'm thinking of is the full screen mode. But I did try that, didn't I, actually? And it didn't seem to improve it. Let's try again. It may pause for you guys just a little bit, but just bear with me. I'm just doing a quick test. Nope. So full screen mode definitely does not improve things. Okay, so let's come out of full screen mode, otherwise you're not going to see what I'm doing.
Center, Piper, November 26120 with you 7000. Piper, November
ATC is changed by the sounds of it.
0, New York Center, Roger. Altimeter 2941.
Is it VR compatible? Good question. No idea. Night lighting is more important to you. Unfortunately, thank you, Calvin. Thanks for stopping by. We tried night lighting and the landing lights weren't working, so we couldn't really see anything. So that's why I've avoided it for now. So let's take off. So I assume a lot of you are more into P3Do FSX. This is definitely the most I've had during the live stream. I think it peaked at like 260 viewers. So if you're new to the channel, obviously welcome, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of this kind of thing. Yeah, we could change the weather. Let's try it. Now, unfortunately, from what I saw earlier, let me just see. I'm pretty confident I can't actually, again, for those of you who may have tried this already, I don't think I can actually change the weather mid-flight. And I don't know whether I'm doing something wrong. Doesn't seem to be. So, KJFK. Okay, and weather. Let's do, whoops. Let's do clear sky. Sunny day. I didn't like that aircraft, so I'm going to change it. Let's change it to Cherokee. No flight plan. I don't need a flight plan actually. Okay, I suppose we could do flight plan if you really want me to. There we go. Too many of you have said, can you shut this down and load up X-Plane? This stream is purely about Flight Sim World. If you do want to see X-Plane, then I suggest you subscribe to my channel and see one of my upcoming streams in X-Plane. I mean it, by the way. If you're new to X-Plane, or if you haven't seen X-Plane, I recommend you come join one of our live streams and see for yourself, see what you think. They're all very different, you know. They're not supposed to be the same. The thing is, you have to remember that this, along with P3D and Flight School before it, I guess, I don't know if Flight School is still active or not, to be honest, but they're all running on the legacy engine, which was built by Microsoft. And you know, in my opinion, again, this is just my opinion, I think, I don't know, I feel like people need to let go and start something new. I mean, X-Plane is also pretty old infrastructure, pretty old code, but they've really worked hard to update it. Aerofly really is the only thing that's new on the scene, which is probably using all the latest technologies, and explains why it runs very smoothly and it looks really good. Of course, the only problem with Aerofly, it's still, you know, lacking features and airports and goodness what else. Guys, so for those of you asking me to change the weather and change the time of day, it appears you can't do that during a flight. Again, I hope it's not something I'm doing wrong, but from what I've just so you can see at the top here, you only get two options now. So views and options, which is pause, flight, simulation rate, and sound. So as I say, I'm pretty sure I'm not doing anything wrong, but I can't seem to change. Let's see, all this. Clicking on the clock to see whether I can manipulate the time that way, but no, I can't. Yes, so it seems a bit odd why I can't change the time of day and the weather during flying. Very, very bizarre. Again, could be because of it being in early access, I really don't know. I agree, Anton, it does look a little bit oversaturated, actually. Definitely agree with you on that. So that's New York there, the distance Manhattan. Change of view. Yeah, truth be told, I mean, I expected the visual aspect of it to be better than this, especially with my setup. Okay, let's do a barrel roll. I should do that. Yeah, so, you know, I thought having a GTX 1080 with 4.8 GHz and 16 gig of RAM would make this look better than what it's looking like right now. Not too, yeah. We've tested quite a few things here, haven't we? And I think by far the things that I like, the aircraft models look really good, but apparently it's because Coronado were involved in building this. I don't know how accurate that is. I really like the user interface. I also like the raindrop effect. I think that's really cool. The sound seemed pretty good as well, certainly better than the previous versions. And of course, the Orb X, I guess, mesh or scenery, whatever you want to call it, looks a little bit better than the default stuff that was in Microsoft. On to negative things I'm not too keen on. I don't like the fact that it's not performing very well. You see it's running around mid-20s on my system. That's not good. The scenery is still blurry in the distance. For those of you who, like myself, who've been with Microsoft Flight Sim for many years, you know that's one of our pet hates is scenery that's blurry in the distance. Not a fan of that, to be honest. The lighting seems a little bit oversaturated. Clouds look pretty good, from what I can see so far. I think it would be accurate to say it's a refined version of FSX. Sorry if if that offends anyone, but it's my true opinion. It just seems like a refined version of FSX. I am flying towards Manhattan. It's true, Max. But if you see my other games and the other sims, that should not be an issue. Not for things that certainly not as. I mean, I can't really say this is high level quality stuff, textures. So I don't expect my system to be struggling with all of this. Just realised I'm overspeeding here. There's definitely seems to be an improvement with the sounds. See how the aircraft's sounding different scenarios. I'm not too sure about that shakiness. Yeah, mixed feelings so far. Again, we have to remember this is early access. You know, part of me thinks, well, okay, it's early access, but it's still running on legacy code. Can it get better than this? I guess we have to wait and see. Who knows? So, anyone else would like to suggest another location we can try? Whilst we do that, I'm going to restart the sim and see whether that makes an improvement. I think it's only fair we do that. Okay, so the screen's going to go blank for a second, guys. Okay, so let's load this back up again. Okay, here we go. So guys, just to remind you of the giveaway. In fact, Judman just done a wonderful job reminding you guys, so I don't have to say anything. I'll just shut up now. So I will try night lighting now for you guys who, especially if you've just recently joined the stream and you didn't see the night lighting effect, so I'll show you that in just a second. So let's go back to the settings, just see if we've got everything set up. I'm going to leave everything as it is and see if there's any difference. So what was the first choice? Sierra, Kilo, Bravo. Actually, to be fair, okay, so I think the first option was Echo Golf Papa Echo. Ash Kemp. So let's try a different aircraft. What should we go for this time? Let's go for the Piper Cub. We haven't flown that yet. So you guys want to see nighttime. So this is the other thing. It seems a bit odd why I can't change. I'm sure I'm not being stupid here, but it doesn't seem. I don't seem to be able to change the time of day. I can only change the weather and the time together. Aha, here we go. Okay, I was being stupid, guys. Sorry. That wasn't too obvious. Okay, I get it now. Right. So you need to click. That wasn't immediately obvious. So if you click on this big button here, you can select a theme. And if you click on config, there we go. So let's create our own. I'm curious now, actually. So time of day. Let's do night. Coming soon. Clouds, wind, temp, visibility. See, there's still quite a lot of stuff that they're working on by the looks of it, guys. Let's make it springtime. Okay, so Echo Golf Papa Echo in Venice. Okay. Okay, so that doesn't change anything, but anyway, let's get started and see. Apparently it is 64-bit. Juan, hopefully I've pronounced your name right. Sorry, I normally say hello to each and one of you, but there's too many of you here to do personal hellos. Please don't take offense to it. Okay. Can't see shit. Sorry. But look at that. Frame rate 60 FPS. Wonder that's anything to do with the fact that we can't see anything. Okay. Let's go back to. Still getting the hang of it, guys. I'm new to this. No, I need. Aha, that's interesting. So suddenly I can't select the time of day. Okay. So maybe we need to go back to here. Okay, maybe it's a bug. Okay, now it's allowing me to do it. I think that's a bit of a bug, you know, guys. Let's do dawn. I'm gonna add a bit of visibility just to see what it's like. Because I think when you add a little bit of visibility, that definitely fixes the issue with blurry textures in the distance. It's a little trick that I use. Okay, let's do that. And Echo Golf Papa Echo. Okay, let's try it. Why don't I say hello? Well, hi to those of you who've just joined. But I was just saying I can't really say hi to each and one of you like I normally do. Normally I have around 50, 60 viewers, but there's 200 extra of you tonight. Okay, let's have a look. Ooh, guys, check out the frames. Hello, this is a new sim all of a sudden. So could that be because I restarted? Guys, check this out. 70 FPS. Guys, this stream has taken a slight turn. That's really interesting. What do you guys think of that then? I'm going to change the aircraft, if you don't mind. Wondering if it's to do with the fact that we were flying more complex aircraft. Let's go for this twin star. Okay. We got. No, can't change change that again. So I think that's a bit of a bug, guys. I need to actually select a theme, then configure. Keep. We'll do dawn. The other thing is, it could be because we're in an area where... That's interesting. There we go. Where maybe there isn't a lot of scenery, but we'll see. Let's do a couple of tests. Yeah, I think Mr. Wolf Adventures, I think you're right. Might be right. So let's see. Okay, so the frames have dropped. Now I'm in this aircraft down to around mid-40s. There seems to be quite a bit of scenery. So let's take off. See what's going on. Ooh. I'm normally a better pilot than this, guys. Trust me. Well, yeah, I'm wondering, Fizzer82, I'm wondering whether it is to do with the visibility. I used to do that quite a lot in P3D, and I do that sometimes in X-Plane when I control the weather. I lower the visibility so it's sort of, and mainly I do it to reduce the amount of blurry, the amount of blurry scenery you can see in the distance, but it also can improve the frames because technically seeing less objects in the distance. That's interesting. I mean, there's quite a lot of oxygen here, and I'm liking the look of the trees. You can see it's definitely performing better. We're sort of in mid-50s, early 60s at times. So that's what I was saying earlier, guys. You know, I think sometimes you've got to give things a chance. You know, this is early access. They haven't come out and said, yeah, we fully released it. It's ready. Yeah, so it's definitely better. I mean, it's a little bit more sporadic, so sometimes you can see it drops to 40s, but it's definitely better than what it has been. So this is Inverness. So I'm wondering if we can change the airport. I'm going to change it to somewhere different, somewhere where there's more scenery. So let's stick with that aircraft for now. Fair weather. Okay, let's do that. Let's apply this visibility again, just to check. And this time we're going to do Hong Kong. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Judman. Much appreciated. I think Judman's done a great job once again. Thank you. Let's see what happens now. Aha, there we go, guys. Check out the frames. So it's dropped to mid-20s. Let's take off and see if we can work out what's doing that. So for those of you who reported high performance or high FPS when you tried this, I'm wondering if it's because of where you flew from. The areas where I've flown from so far, guys, have been quite densely populated areas. Seems to be okay facing that way, away from the scenery. We'll soon to be turning this way towards Hong Kong city and the airport building. I'm wondering if it's to do with the airport buildings, you know, because we noticed that in Orlando when we flew in. from Orlando. When I was pointing towards the airport buildings, the frame rate's dropped. You can see it's dropping around 20s. When we look away, it's gone up to 40s again. So maybe the buildings are not very well optimized, I don't know. That's the thing, I mean, so far mixed feelings. So if you're new to the stream, we've done a very short, very basic poll to see what you think of this so far. So if you want to take part in the poll, here you go. Just go ahead and click on the link. Now Judgment's gone. Worth mentioning the rules of the giveaway. So Dovetails are sponsoring this giveaway, thanks to them. So some lucky winner is going to get a free access to this sim. So the rules are very simple. First, you need to join our Facebook group. Here's the link. You also have to be a subscriber to my channel. And then finally, all you need to do is, once the stream is over, a video of it will be published. It may take 30 minutes for it to be published after the stream. It does take a bit of time. All you need to do is comment on that video, and all you need to comment is what you like or dislike about this new sim. Okay, I'm not going to count comments which are non-constructive, so I'm not looking for people to say it's rubbish or yeah, it's good, and that's it. I want to know a reason why. If you're going to put a bit of effort into the comments, then you've got a really good chance of winning. At the same time, I'm not expecting you to write an essay. Just do you like it? Yes, no, why? And it doesn't have to be anything too detailed. I'm just curious to know what you guys think of it. Okay, so that's the rules of the giveaway. Jeffrey Myers, welcome to the stream. So I've been saying this, a lot of people have been getting very excited about the prospect of it being 64-bit, and excuse me, that certainly is not a magic bullet. It's not going to suddenly make things better. Having said that, immediately I have noticed that I'm not seeing any micro stutters. So the 64-bit is definitely taking better advantage of the RAM, I would say, the memory, but it's certainly not going to magically improve everything else. There's a lot of things to consider: autogen, textures, you know, how CPU dependent it is, and of course, I don't know if any of you guys know or not, whether it supports SLE, and that of course is also very important. I believe P3D and the other ones don't support SLE. Is there multiplayer? Well, I would say the answer is yes, and you can see that here. There is a button for it. So if we just come out of this, I can show you. Okay, so we've got free flight and multiplayer. There we go, connecting to stream. Should we give it a go? Why not? It doesn't seem to be password protected, that one, so I haven't tried this, guys, so I'm not sure whether it's going to crash or not. They did say that it's not fully robust. There you go. Seems a bit weird. We're joining a stream. Sorry, a sort of a multiplayer flight with over 200 of you watching this stream. That's pretty cool. I'm liking that. That's a pretty cool effect. Yeah, I told you, I'll be honest, if it's something I like, I will tell you straight away. So guys, we're in a network, you can see a Piper there, Seneca, just in the distance there, just taken off on the other runway, I guess. But no, I'm liking the way the buildings are lit up at night. I think that's pretty cool. What do you guys think of that? Still averaging around 30 FPS. So I think the FPS seemed to be better when I was flying the Cub, which obviously lacks all these detailed instruments, so that does not surprise me. Yeah, so there are certain things that I really like about it, but definitely it's not a perfect sim yet. So I would say I would definitely be keeping my eyes out on this and see how they're going to develop this further, for sure. Okay, so that was interesting. You see the door of the aircraft just opened and closed. That was bizarre. So I guess the scenery looks the way it does because of Orbex being part of that. There we go, you can see some aircraft down there flying. So someone's saying no VR and X-Plane. Actually, the developers of X-Plane have hinted that they're working on making it compatible with VR. And if you don't follow their Facebook group, you'll see, you can get updated news about what they're doing, that kind of thing. So just back onto this, I am really liking this night effect. I think that looks pretty good. It's definitely a lot better than FSX and P3D. Really cool. I'm not sure what it looks like for you guys on your screen, but I think it looks pretty good. So let's attempt a landing, shall we? Not too sure. Again, it could be I'm doing something wrong, but it seems a bit odd why I can't change the time of day or the weather mid-flight. Interesting. Yeah, I don't seem to be able to do that. That's pretty cool. You can see the traffic. Whoops. Looks quite good, doesn't it? Bit disappointed the camera views haven't improved. It still seems to be the same old camera settings. I was hoping the only thing that seems to be different is this view here when you go on outside view, but I think that also existed in the previous sims. Yeah, of course it did. It just a little bit more zoomed in, I guess. As I said earlier, again, if you're new to joining the stream, I think this is definitely a refined version of FSX. But who knows what the future holds with this. They seem pretty serious about making it better and better. So we can only wait, I guess. And of course you've got all the developers, add-on developers. I'm sure they're going to come up with some cool stuff for this too. So my specs, again, for those of you who recently joined, so I'm running i7 at 4.8 GHz, 16 gig of RAM, and a GTX 1080. So whilst trying to land this aircraft, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would very much appreciate it. I try and stream on a regular basis, 2 to 3 times a week. I do videos. I don't know if some of you saw the famous video recently of the circular runway landing. So that was my video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's quite funny. But yeah, so if you want to see more of my streams, or if you want to be part of more giveaways, so I've got 2 giveaways currently running, one for X-Plane and one for this. And of course, I'll be doing more real flying videos too. So I recently uploaded one, I think it was on Saturday. I went flying, and I think it was uploaded on Sunday, so go ahead and check it out. So it's not strictly just simulation, trying to do more with the real flying side of things too. So let's attempt to land this plane. So again, I'm in multiplayer session. It looks like I'm landing on the wrong runway, so some people are going to be a little bit peed off with me. I don't normally want to be one of those guys. How about that for that view? What a flare! So lighting doesn't seem to be working, so the landing lights are not illuminating the ground. I'm just about to crash into someone. Well, there you have it. So guys, I'm going to end the stream here. We've been live for an hour and a half now. So we've looked at the way the sim works, we looked at the user interface, we looked at some of the new features, although there's not too many of them, but still, as I say, this is still early access. I think there's definitely improvements with the night lighting. Again, I'm not sure whether you can see it on your screens as well as I can, but it looks pretty good. So there's definitely improvements. There are some things that are not great, but again, it could be part of the early access. So just before I go, just to remind you, if you want to be in for a chance to win a copy of FSX Flight Sim World FSW, all you need to do is join our Facebook group, subscribe to my channel, and once I publish this video this evening, you just need to comment at the bottom of the video why you like or dislike what you've seen in this video. Okay? Hopefully it's not going to be comments about my landing, because I know it's been awful. But yeah, I just want you to comment why you like it or why you don't like it, with a reasonable sort of explanation. Okay? Because I'm curious to know what you guys think. And that is all. So look out for that, and hopefully in the next. So once obviously I've got enough comments in that video, I will announce the winner in a separate video for the free copy of this Flight Sim World. Okay, so make sure you subscribe to my channel, otherwise you're not going to know whether you've won it or not. Good. Well, thank you guys, and for those of you who are new to the stream, welcome, and for those of you who are loyal supporters, thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all again soon. Take care guys, bye.